On minimum wage, Tinubu directed Dune to come up with cost implications in 48 hours. Nigerian Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress suspend strike for 1 week. National Grid restored after strike suspension. Parliamentary workers reopen National Assembly gates and forcing Biden to unveil immigration order limiting asylum seeker at crossings. In sports, stranded Super Eagles players now in Uyo, says Olajire. Hello and welcome to all of viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime, Young Global Television. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. Hamid and Michael. President Bola Tinubu has cited the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, to calculate the cost implications of a new national minimum wage within 2 days. Tinubu gave the order at a meeting with the government negotiation team led by the Secretary to Government of the Federation, George Akume, at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Speaking to journalists after the meeting, Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, revealed that the Minister of Finance has been given a deadline of tomorrow to provide the figures which will guide the government's negotiation with organized labor. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC and Trade Union Congress have suspended the nationwide strike. This is to give room for uninterrupted meetings with a tripartite committee on the new national minimum wage. This was confirmed by the TUC chairman, Festus Osifo, earlier today. We had reported earlier that Labour leaders had a meeting with the Secretary to Government of the Federation, George Akume, and other government officials on Monday and reached a resolution that President Bola Tinubu was committed to a new minimum wage higher than 60,000 naira. National Assembly workers under the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria have opened the National Assembly gate to allow lawmakers, staff and visitors to access the complex. The gates were opened today following the news that the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress have suspended that strike for 1 week to allow for further negotiation with the federal government. Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria had locked the gate on Monday in solidarity with the NLC and TUC, who called the strike to push for a new minimum wage for workers in the country. An appeal has been made to the federal government to make life affordable and meaningful to its citizens. The appeal was made by some Nigerians interviewed on the impact of the suspended strike actions and the expectation from the federal government. Queen Agaba has more details.
The impact cuts across board from political to economical, social. Literally everything is coming to a halt.
There's definitely the need for a review of how civil servants are paid. Not civil servants, even the entire citizenry. Government should review it so that Nigerians will be well paid, and then everybody should do their best in their corners.
A lot of people did not come out. Workplaces shut down. There's no light. There's little or no businesses moving, and so it's really having a negative impact. The economy is at a very critical level and stage now, and then I expect that a lot should happen. If they resolve their differences, things will change.
The problem is not increasing salary. The problem is making life more affordable and meaningful for the citizenry. The more you actually increase price, the more you increase inflation. If we come to a point where we have something reasonable, but however, the social amenities that makes life easy for the citizenry is created, then we will have a problem.
Expressing displeasure at the impact of the nationwide strike on individuals and businesses, Nigerians have called on the federal government and the NLC to take decisive measure in reaching a compromise beneficial to the Nigerian workers. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
President Bola Tinubu has restated his administration resolve to continue prioritizing infrastructural development in the Federal Capital Territory. Tinubu said that this while commissioning the expansion of the Outer Southern Expressway from the Villa Roundabout to Ring Road 1 in Abuja. The president was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, noted that the expansion of the Outer Southern Motorway will not only address traffic congestion and improve transportation, but also stimulate economic growth and create opportunities for prosperity in the capital city. The National Union of Electricity Employees says the national grid has been restored after the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress suspended their strike. National Union of Electricity Employees National President Adebiyi Adeyeye, who confirmed this in an interview today, says the grid has come back to normal. Now to INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission has extended the deadline for the ongoing continuous voter registration in Edo and on the state out of the governorship elections in both states later the year. INEC Chairman, INEC National Commissioner in charge of Information and Voter Education Committee, Sam Olumekin, disclosed in Abuja. The commission met earlier today to, among other issues, review the ongoing continuous voter registration in Edo and Ondo states scheduled to end tomorrow, Wednesday, 5th June 2024. And also security matters, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebertukun, says the Nigerian Police Force will soon establish a full drone system to tackle the nation's security challenges adequately. Ebertukun said this while delivering the first Distinguished Personality Lecture organized by the Third Fund Center of Excellence in Multidisciplinary Studies, University of Ibadan. Ebertukun said although the force already had a drone, it will now establish a full drone system to capture everywhere in Nigeria from its headquarters in the Federal Capital Territory. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, in conjunction with federal government, ministries, departments, and agencies, is set to host a Manufacturers Summit aimed at preferring solutions to the myriad of challenges confronting the manufacturing sector in the country. The summit, which is in partnership with the Presidency, Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies, will hold from June 4th to 6th, 2024 at the Banquet Hall, State House, Abuja, with the theme Rethinking Manufacturing. Nigeria's former President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan has commended the Delta State government for credible performance. The former president made the commendation while inaugurating Delta State High Court Complex in Asaba and flagged off the presentation of 20 Toyota Prado sport utility vehicles, SUVs, to judges in the state. Jonathan commended Governor Sharif for his primary focus on the infrastructural development of Delta State and his commitment to continue with projects inherited from previous administrations in the state. You're watching live News Prime coming to you from Nigeria's capital. We're on Star Channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now shown on the screen. One News Prime returns. Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries extends oil production cuts. These and other top stories come right after this break. To stay with us. On the time for Stay With Us on News Prime. On the foreign scene, Israel's military says it has established the death of 4 more people abducted by Hamas. It says the 4 were killed while together during an Israeli operation in Khan Yunis in southern Gaza, adding that their bodies were still being held by the militants. President Joe Biden is expected to announce an executive order. We'll go on a quick break. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Bayes University, Abuja, Nigeria, with a legacy of excellence and a vision for nurturing future leaders. Bayes University is in a league of its own. We're all about our people, processes, and technology.
Bayes is one of the highly rated universities in Nigeria in terms of product quality standards.
We don't just produce graduates, but groom people into employers of labor.
And it has made us understand that learning is all about three things. We learn, we unlearn, and we relearn.
Bayes University Hospital offers a range of specialized services equipped with the latest technology, manned by a team of trusted professionals. And now, our vision extends beyond our walls with the Baba Ahmed University in Kano following our lead. Join us at Bayes University and invest in your future today.
Bayes University is the institution that you will get the best value for money education in Nigeria.
Bayes University. Learn to live.
Still on the foreign scene, President Joe Biden is expected to announce an executive order that will effectively shut down the U.S.-Mexico border to asylum seekers crossing illegally. The executive action will mark a significant attempt by Biden to address head of one of his biggest political vulnerabilities, just weeks before the first presidential debate with former President Donald Trump. Trump has made hardline immigration policies a cornerstone of his campaign. United States President Joe Biden has referred to his opponent and former President Donald Trump as a convicted felon for the first time. Trump was found guilty by a New York jury of falsifying business records to cover payment made to a porn star ahead of the 2016 presidential elections, making him the first African-American president to be convicted of a crime. Biden spoke with a small group of donors at a fundraiser in Greenwich, said, for the first time in American history, a former president that is a convicted felon is now seeking the office of the presidency. The United States president also described Trump's attack on the U.S. justice system as reckless, adding that the former president and his allies' unsupported allegations that the case was rigged were more dangerous. And in business, the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee has unveiled plans to transition from monthly to daily disbursement of allocation across 3 tiers of government. This is in a bid to revamp the Federation Account Allocation Committee disbursement mechanism. The committee's chairman Taiwo Oyedele discloses while speaking at the public consultation workshop in Abuja. Under the proposed reform, the Federal Account Allocations Committee will adopt a daily disbursement strategy, a departure from the traditional monthly allocation meetings. The chairman of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, says international oil companies in Nigeria are not ready to sell crude oil to the 650,000 barrels capacity oil refinery. According to him, the international oil companies were used to exporting crude from foreign exchange and they were not ready to stop. Dangote said though the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited was doing its best to supply feedstocks to the refinery, they wanted to sell outside the country. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies have agreed to extend its current oil output voluntary cut until the end of 2025. OPEC discloses at its 37th OPEC and non-OPEC ministerial meeting. In a statement released by the organization, it said that the meeting was conducted to reinforce the precautionary efforts of OPEC plus countries aiming to support the stability and balance of oil markets. The chairman of Presidential Tax and Fiscal Policy Reforms Committee, Taiwo Oyedele, says the proposed plan to increase the value-added tax rate from 7.5% to 10% will be implemented in phases. Oyedele stated that the VAT revenue sharing formula had also been reviewed to increase state collection rate from 50 to 55%, local government area to 35%, and reduce federal government rate to 10%. Now, data from the Central Bank of Nigeria shows that the nation's foreign exchange reserve have fallen by $1.8 billion in 10 weeks. As of May 29, 2024, the country's forex reserve stood at $32.69 billion, down from the $34.44 billion as of March 18. This decline signifies a drop from $36.1 billion recorded in May 2023. The reserve has been declining steadily over the past few months, a total decrease of $3.4 billion since February 2024. And in the face of Nigeria's struggles to stabilize its exchange rate, the Naira has failed to make the list of representative exchange rate for selected currencies for June 2024, published by the International Monetary Fund. The list, which includes currencies from around the world, features several African countries such as the Ivorian dinar, Botswana pula, Mauritania rupee, and South African rand. And for more updates on business news, let's now join Kikelumo Kare for business updates.
And welcome to Business Report. Prime News. The Nigerian Naira languished against the British pound near the 2,000 Naira support line as the fortune of the British currency gained momentum in global forex market. Despite better market circumstances in the nation's official market, the British pound sterling sold for 1,861 Naira against the Naira on the black market. Data from FMDQ Security Exchange shows that the CBN sold $575 million in May, marking its greatest dollar sales in a single month since 2024. The Naira's bearish runs persisted as it continued to weaken against other major currencies in both the official and black markets. This was partially caused by the increased speculation, hoarding, and the delayed payment of foreign exchange to BDC operators. The Nigerian official foreign exchange market witnessed a significant downturn in turnover, crashing by 42.92%. It appears that the traders and financial institutions took a cautious approach on the first trading day by the week and month. This cautious approach likely resulted in a lower trading volume as participants took time to evaluate market conditions before making significant move. This crash also coincided with the onset of a nationwide strike led by labor union, likely suggesting the impact of the industrial action on the cautious approach taken by the market participants. According to data from FMDQ, Forex turnover dropped from $213.52 million to $121.87 million, marking a sharp decline of 42.92%. This is the lowest FX turnover value in 2 weeks. The drastic reduction underscores the reduced activities and liquidity in the market. 10 commercial banks in Nigeria contributed a total of 33.7 billion naira to the Nigerian Information Technology Development Fund (NITDEV) in 2023. According to the bank's audited financial report, the contribution, which is part of their statutory taxes, was deducted from their pre-tax profits for the year. While the government has been complaining over the years about companies not complying with the mandatory payment of 1% of their profit to develop the Nigerian tech ecosystem, the 10 banks' remittance for 2023 may have come as the highest contribution to the fund so far. Last year, the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS), which collected the tax on behalf of the National Information Technology Development Agency, says it collected a total of 22.5 billion naira as NITDEV levy in 2022, and it was the highest annual collection as at that time. The average price of rice, garri, and tomato rose 141% in 1 year, the highest yearly increase for the period according to data from the Selected Food Price Report. According to data released by the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, the average price of rice rose 156% to 1,399 in 2024 from 547 naira in the same period of 2023. Also, the average price of garri, a major consumed staple by low and middle income, surged 135% from 363 naira in April 2023 to 852 naira in corresponding period in 2024. Kikelumo Kare, Global Television News.
Thanks to Kike. Now to sports. Ademola Olajire, the Director of Communications, Nigeria Football Federation, has confirmed that the stranded Super Eagles players in Lagos and Abuja have now arrived to Uyo, capital of Akwa Ibom State. It was reported that some of the Super Eagles players were said to have challenges joining the race of the team in camp as a result of the joint NLC-TUC strike. The striking unions had shut down the country's airport on Monday, thus preventing some Super Eagles players who were supposed to connect flights to Uyo from Lagos and Abuja from flying. Nigeria Super Falcons star Jennifer Egegini has won the eBay MVP award for the best under-23 player in the Women's Serie A. The Juventus star got the recognition given to the most outstanding young talent in the league. Egegini, who started a good career in Arsenal before having a short spell with two clubs in the United States, arrived Turin in January and hit the ground running. Now, Victor Osimhen's 12 million euros net annual salary at Napoli leaves in the balance his dream of moving to the English Premier League this summer. The 25-year-old, as for the past 2 years, has been linked with Arsenal, Manchester United, Newcastle United and Chelsea, who are no longer inclined to sign him due to his huge salary. Despite extending his contract with Napoli in December, Osimhen made it clear he will leave Diego Maradona Stadium at the end of the season. The former Serie A champions have also not hidden their desire to bid him goodbye sooner than later, hoping his future will offset the 130 euros release clause, which they smartly inserted in his new contract. We'll now turn to Anthony Mamodu for more updates on sports.
Hello sports fans, welcome to Sports News Update. Arsenal might be able to sign Victor Osimhen this summer, but the Gunners will reportedly have to swap 2 stars with Napoli in order to do so. A clinical striker is top priority for Mikel Arteta this summer, with many believing it is the final piece of the puzzle needed to get over the line in the Premier League. Osimhen is regarded as one of the best number 9s in Europe and has been linked with potential move to the Emirates for quite some time. The Nigerian has £110 million release clause, and Corriere dello Sport claimed that there has been little indication that any club will be willing to meet the price. Their report states that Osimhen is keen on a move to the Premier League, and the North London outfit have resurfaced with their interest. Gareth Southgate admits his French stars have given him a selection dilemma following England's 3-0 win over Bosnia last night. Cole Palmer scored his first international goal from the sport to add to the clamour for the Chelsea forward to make the final 26 squad for Euro 2024 that is announced on Saturday, before Trent Alexander-Arnold and Harry Kane notched. But Ebere Eze, Conor Gallagher and Adam Wharton were among England's peripheral players to have impressed on the positive night. Southgate said the performances of his non-starters have sparked second thoughts ahead of his final squad. Harry Kane scored England's third in Monday's 3-0 win over Bosnia, and in doing so, the England captain reached quite a milestone. The Three Lions took a 2-0 lead in the friendly thanks to a penalty from Cole Palmer and a goal from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Kane then rounded off the victory with a close-range strike after a goal-mouth scramble. The goal was the Bayern Munich striker's 63rd in the international football, taking him one ahead of the legendary Ronaldo. Many consider the Brazilian to be the greatest number 9 in the history of international football, but Kane's numbers are more impressive. Kane has found the net 63 times in 90 caps, while Ronaldo managed 62 goals in 98 caps. England kicked off their European Championship preparation with what was a relatively comfortable 3-0 win. Real Madrid's website has crashed following the announcement of Kylian Mbappe's long-awaited move to the Spanish giant. The French superstar was finally unveiled as the newest member of the now 15-time Champions League winners on Monday. The club confirmed his free transfer to the Bernabeu in a short communique. The excitement of the Madrid fans and the wider footballing public has seemingly led to the club's website going down. Mbappe has long been courted by Madrid, though each turn has seen him ultimately stay at Paris Saint-Germain, signing several bumper contracts. Last summer, however, he made it clear he would not be triggering a one-year extension before announcing that he would be leaving at the end of the season on a free. He has agreed to take a major pay cut after signing a 5-year contract with the 25-year-old due to receive 15 million euros net a season at Madrid, down from 25 million euros net he earned in Paris. Mbappe posted on Instagram on Monday evening, just minutes after the move was confirmed, writing, "A dream come true." And that's our quality wrap on the Sports News Update. I am Anthony Momodu.
How many thanks, Anthony Mamodu? As we wrap up the Global News Prime, let's take a look at some of the major stories. On minimum wage, Tinubu directed Dun to come up with cost implications in 48 hours. Nigerian Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress suspend strike for 5 days. National Grid restored after strike suspension. Parliamentary workers reopen National Assembly gate. Out of foreseen, Biden to unveil immigration order limiting asylum seekers' crossings. And on sports, stranded Super Eagles players now in New York or Nigeria. And that's the package on News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Time, channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TVNG and other handles now sharing the screen. I'm Medical Michael, many thanks for watching. See you again.